In the past 70 years, the global fertility rate has halved, with countries across the globe reporting lower birth rates year after year. What's driving this decline? Many factors, from lifestyle choices and economic pressures to the impact of pandemics, fertility rates worldwide have been on a steady downward trend. But why should we care? Why is it so important for us to understand this trend? Well, it's because this decline in fertility rates is having far-reaching effects, particularly on our economy. Low fertility rates combined with increased life expectancies are leading to an aging population worldwide. This demographic shift has profound implications for our economy, affecting everything from the workforce to public pensions. So today we're going to dive into this topic to understand how low fertility rates are impacting our economies and why it's crucial that we pay attention to this silent revolution. But before we move forward, click that like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest videos. This channel will keep you updated on the most intriguing videos on economic topics around the world. First, let's get some understanding of fertility rates. Fertility rate is an essential concept in population studies. Simply put, it measures the average number of children a woman would have during her childbearing years. Demographers usually use the total fertility rate, or TFR, as a metric, which is defined as the average number of children that would be born to a woman over her lifetime if she were to experience the current age-specific fertility rate throughout her lifetime. Over the past 50 years, fertility rates have undergone a significant transformation worldwide. The global average fertility rate is around 2.3 children per woman today, but it wasn't always like this. In the pre-modern era, fertility rates of 4.5 to 7 children per woman were common. However, as societies modernized and health improved, we started to see a rapid decline in fertility rates. In fact, from having an average of 5 children in 1952, the global family now has less than 3 children. Several factors have driven this change: empowerment of women through education, labor force participation, strengthened women's rights, the increased well-being and status of children, and the rising cost of raising children are among the key reasons cited for the decline in fertility rates. Here you can see a series of charts showing the dramatic fall in fertility rates across the globe over the years. These declining rates aren't exclusive to one region, it's a global phenomenon. As societies and economies continue to develop, we see fertility rates failing further, which may have severe implications for the future. Now that we have overviewed fertility rates, let's discuss the economic implications of these declining rates. What does it mean for the global economy when we're not producing enough future workers and consumers? Fertility rates have a significant impact on the economy. When fertility rates are high, we have a large working age population. This means that more people are available to produce goods and services, which helps fuel economic growth. On the other hand, when fertility rates fall, there are fewer people entering the workforce. This leads to a decrease in the labor supply and potentially slows down the rate of economic growth. But that's not all. There's a bit more to this economic story. As fertility rates decline, the proportion of the population that is in the retirement age increases. This is what we refer to as an aging population. So why is this problematic for economies? Well, an aging population means that there are fewer people in the workforce and more people who are retired. This shifts the burden of supporting the retired population onto a smaller group of working individuals. It leads to increased public expenditure on pensions and healthcare, putting a strain on the government's budget and potentially leading to higher taxes. Furthermore, an aging population can affect consumption patterns, since older people may spend less on certain goods and services compared to younger people. This can lead to changes in demand and may influence the overall economic landscape. Unfortunately, this isn't just a hypothetical problem. Several countries are already facing this issue. Japan, for instance, has one of the lowest fertility rates in the world, and a significant portion of their population is elderly. This has led to labor shortages and increased government spending on pensions and healthcare. In Europe, countries like Germany and Italy also have low fertility rates and are experiencing similar challenges. In fact, the European Union as a whole is expected to face serious economic challenges due to the aging population in the coming decades. Now let's take a look from the other side of the spectrum to address counterpoints and clear some common misconceptions. You may be thinking, even if fertility rates are falling, that doesn't automatically mean economic disaster, right? And you'd have a point. For instance, even though the US has seen a significant decline in fertility rates, it's not necessarily hurtling towards economic ruin. There are a few reasons for this. First, the US has a robust economy fueled by innovation and entrepreneurship. It's less dependent on population growth for economic expansion compared to some other countries. Plus, the US has historically benefited from immigration, which brings in new workers and consumers to support economic growth. Second, while a lower fertility rate does mean fewer young workers in the future, it can also mean less strain on resources like schools, hospitals, and infrastructure. Now let's tackle some misconceptions. It's important to understand that the impact of falling fertility rates can vary from one country to another. This is due to a variety of factors, including the existing population age structure, immigration patterns, and the state of the economy. For example, a wealthy nation with a strong economy might be able to handle an aging population better than a less developed country. Conversely, countries with high fertility rates can often struggle with providing enough resources for their growing populations, such as education and healthcare. We also need to acknowledge that while fertility rates have decreased globally, the pace of this decline varies. Some countries still have high fertility rates, while others have seen rates drop significantly over the past decades. In the end, it's a complex issue with many variables at play. Remember, correlation does not always equal causation, and it's crucial to consider all factors contributing to these economic and demographic shifts. So it's clear that low fertility rates pose a substantial challenge to economies worldwide, but what can we do about it? One of the possible solutions that countries are adopting is introducing pro-natal schemes. Child subsidies or one-time baby bonuses are seen as attempts to boost birth rates. The United Nations reports that 28% of the world's governments had policies designed to raise fertility in 2019, up from 9% in 1976. These schemes aim to provide family life and have led some impact on birth rates, but often their effect is fleeting. It's not just about increasing the number of children being born though. Norwegian academic Vegard Skirbekk suggests we can also focus on helping aging populations stay healthy and productive. This can be achieved through improved schooling, promoting healthy lifestyles, and creating employment opportunities that can improve health, cognitive functioning, and motivation across all age groups. But it's not all doom and gloom. This trend of declining fertility rates also brings with it a unique set of opportunities. With fewer young people entering the workforce, there's an increased emphasis on technological advancements and automation. We might see a surge in sectors like robotics, AI, and other technologies aimed at enhancing productivity and filling the gap in the labor market. An aging workforce is not necessarily a less productive one. In fact, older workers often bring a wealth of experience and skills that can be invaluable to an organization. If we invest in lifelong learning and continuous skills training, we can leverage this underappreciated resource. Finally, lower fertility rates might also push us towards more sustainable living. With fewer people on the planet, there might be less strain on our natural resources and the environment. This could be an opportunity to reevaluate our consumption habits and create a more sustainable future. It's clear that declining fertility rates present a complex challenge with many facets, but with the right strategies and a focus on innovation and inclusivity, there's a way to navigate these murky waters. We encourage you all to think about how these global trends could impact your own lives, your countries, and your future. Consider what actions you and your community can take to mitigate the challenges or seize the opportunities these trends present. Remember, this is a conversation. We want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on these issues? Do you see other potential solutions or opportunities that we didn't cover? Please leave your comments below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining us in today's discussion. Remember, knowledge is power, and together we can navigate the future with understanding and wisdom. Until next time.